Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Laquinas Tokaijah, mom, vlogger, coach, serial entrepreneur, and self-proclaimed beauty and fashion guru. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me as I get ready for my friend's New Year's Eve and app release party. First off, if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. And second, if you're not, welcome back. So how we're going to get ready is starting by revamping these braids that I've had in for the last month. I do not feel like redoing my hair, so I thought that I would jazz this hairstyle up by adding in some human curly hair. I've seen other people do it. I just don't remember what videos I watched, but once I saw it, I was inspired. I was like, I'm not starting over. I'm just going to ramp this hair up, and it came out very cute. So that's pretty much what I did for the first half of getting ready. This actually was a lot harder than I thought it would be, so I just cut it up, but I won't even tell you how much I struggled with this. So if you are considering this, know that it's going to take time, take a little practice, and maybe get a smaller needle. Okay, so if you did not come for the hair, like I'm sure many people did not because it's just a hairstyle, you can skip ahead to 4:37. That is where I start my makeup. Okay, so once I was done adding in all of the human hair curly pieces, I decided to curl the ends or crimp the ends by putting them into braids and dipping them into hot water. Again, this is just such a cute and fun way to revamp some old braids that you have if you really don't have the time to get your hair redone, or if you're like me and you are a DIY braider and you just don't have the time to redo your hair. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I am getting ready for a New Year's Eve and app release party. It is an app released by my friend Gabe. The app is called Plinkd, and it will be linked in the description box below. So Plinkd means people linked. It is a way of linking people and local businesses. It's a very cool app, and I hope you guys go check it out. I will link it down in the description box below. Once I had the braids all out and the hair nice and moisturized, I was adding in some conditioner to make sure that the hair was curly and just nice and moisturized. It was very nice and cute. It is a black tie or like dressy affair, so I thought that I would wear an updo. I didn't realize how many braids I had in my hair, so I had to wear a half up, half down, but I actually thought it was very cute, especially after I slayed the edges and made like the swoop look. I actually saw this look on Pinterest. If you are somebody that is looking for how to revamp your braids or just new braid ideas in general, I normally go to Pinterest, and I will link my Pinterest boards down below because oh my gosh, what a lifesaver. I'm not as creative as I wish I was or hope to be, so I get a lot of my inspirations from Pinterest. So anyways, we put this hairstyle up in a half up, half down, very cute little shindig, and I create this little bun with all the curly pieces coming out of it. It was so cute. I was so excited. I was like, I'm feeling this. Okay, so hairstyle's cute, all of that. Without further ado, we are going to jump right into makeup. So first I start by priming my face. All right, so the primer that I'm using is the NYX Bear With Me, and then what I put on my eyebrow was the Anastasia Beverly Hills setting powder. I only do that because that's where I get greasy, so I like to put the powder down to keep my eyebrows non-shiny, non-greasy. Even though I wasn't going to have this makeup on for long, I know that that's where I get oily, so I put down the powder in areas that I know my face gets oily. I know that's weird. I don't know if anybody else struggles with the fact that their eyebrows get oily, but my eyebrows, my nose, around my nose, and the center of my forehead is where I experience the most oil. So I don't have like an eyebrow routine. I'm not going to say that that's what I have. I normally just outline my eyebrows. I try not to fill in the front, and then I use a pencil, and then I go back over it with the Anastasia Beverly Hills colored brow gel. And I'm also using the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer to conceal my eyebrows. One thing I'm going to say about my makeup is I know a lot of people are like anti-halo or anti-bright under eye look. I am not, and I'm going to say do what works for you. My makeup is going to look very bright throughout this entire video, but at the end of the day, it came out just the way that I like it. So please don't come for me. Use whatever shade you choose to. I know that some people go over their eyebrows with their foundation shade, and sometimes I do that too if I'm having a very, very non-glam look. But for me, I actually like the halo look as a glam look. It just works for me. So I'm just going to be doing one side of my eyebrow, but you get the picture. I just go over the eyebrow and under the eyebrow with the same concealer color. And yes, it does give that halo look, but that's the look that I like. Next, I am going in with a black shadow. I really do not know what shadow I used. I think this is such an old palette that I had. I was just in such a rush. I didn't even think about what shadow I was using. I just knew that I wanted a smoky eye. So I picked out a palette that had a black and a silver in it, and that's what I used. So again, it really doesn't matter what palette you're going to use if you are trying to recreate this look. As someone that has extremely hooded but small eyes, I have to use the smallest brush possible, and that brush that I found that works best for creating these eyeshadow looks for me is going to be the Morphe M506. I literally have like 4 or 6 of them because I have to use them in every way. So the brushes that I'm using is the Morphe 506. If I can find a link for them, I will link them down below, because if you are like me, you have those small hooded eyes, it's going to be the best brush for you. Next, I'm going to be highlighting with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Warm Sand. I love the fact that this was very light. Again, if you are someone that does not like the highlighter look, you could honestly just go about 2 shades or a shade lighter than your foundation. For me, I was going for the dramatic, it's glam, it's giving look. So that's why I went with this shade, which is probably about 4 shades lighter than my foundation shade. But I am going to be using the Fenty foundation. And if you know anything about the Fenty foundation, it really oxidizes and gets a little darker than when it comes on. And for me, that is such a beautiful blend with this shade of Too Faced. One thing I am going to say about the Fenty though is that sometimes you don't necessarily want to direct shade match with the Fenty because it oxidizes, and I have done that before and it turned out very orange and I had to go back and get another shade. So be careful if you are going to get the Fenty foundation, because it does oxidize and gets a little darker than it did originally. Now I'm going in to blend both of these colors together with my wet beauty blender. As you can see, my hand is soaking wet, but the beauty blender isn't soaking wet. I just didn't dry my hand off. So next I'm going to be contouring with an e.l.f. concealer. I don't know, it's the e.l.f. hydrating concealer. I just do not know what shade I used. Again, this was probably like 1 or 2 shades darker than my foundation. However, I am going to say that I absolutely loved this contour technique. I got it from TikTok or Instagram. I don't remember. It's Instagram or TikTok Shorts. I did not know to use such little concealer if you wanted that like snatched contour. I honestly can say I used to use a lot of concealer when I contoured and it would just be so dramatic, but this soft concealer look was so nice. Oh my gosh, I will be doing it every single time. So right now I'm going in to set my face with my banana powder. I don't know what shade it is, but if I can find a link, I would definitely link it below. That's what I used, and then I went back over it with my Anastasia Beverly Hills powder also. And right now I am setting my contour with a bronzer. The bronzer that I used was the Morphe That's Rich contour palette. I actually love this contour palette. I've had it for a few years, and if I have to and I run out, I definitely will be getting another one. So highly recommend. Okay, so fun fact about my makeup application routine. I normally do my eyes or my makeup in very bright lighting. just to see what I would look like under flash photography, especially if I know that I'm going somewhere and there may be flash photography. And then I always dim the light as I progress through my makeup, just to see what I would look like compared to the average person. Obviously, I don't want to look dead when just in natural lighting, but I also want to be able to show up in the flash photography. And when I got my pictures back, they looked great, so I will show you all of that. But if you are someone that does your makeup for a party and you are concerned about whether or not a photographer will be there, or you are expecting a photographer to be there, I highly recommend doing your makeup in under bright lights so that you can be prepared for when there is flash photography. Okay, so we are wrapping this look up. I think it looks amazing. I just love all the little curly pieces and just how dramatic the hair looks. So I did go to Maris Dehart. If you're from Charleston, then you know it's a local boutique downtown Charleston. Absolutely love them. If you're not from Charleston and you're watching this, they do have an online store. I don't have a link to it, but you can find them on Instagram. I did tag them in the photos of this final look, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. Happy New Year's. Also check out Plinkd. It will be linked in the description box below. And if you have more time, go ahead and check out another video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and turn on your notification bells so that you don't miss any of my uploads every Monday and Wednesday before 12 a.m. Peace and love. I will see you in the next video.